There's something that a lot of people aren't talking about of these trucks, and that's the issues with these trucks. One of the hottest things right now is, of course, OBS trucks. You look on Facebook Marketplace, they got them a dime a dozen, but there's still things, whether you're paid $25,000 for a truck that's completely built or a fixer-upper, there's gonna be issues. If you're wanting a truck that you can still work on, OBS is definitely the truck for you. You don't need a computer to work on it. You need a little bit of mechanical knowledge, a little bit of money in your pocket, and some hand tools. You know, there's still a lot of things under here that do go wrong. It's gonna be typical things like your alternators, you know, you get water under the cap, the throttle body motors, the throttle bodies go out. They don't go out, they get dirty. It's like 50 bucks, I think, for the rebuild kit, and you can rebuild it sitting on the truck. It'll take about 15 minutes. It's like 5 or 6 bolts and some O-rings. It's super, super simple. That's what I still love about an OBS. You know, I remember working on this truck with my grandfather in the field, and I remember getting it and having a knocking motor, and within a couple hours I had another motor in this thing ready to go. And it's never left me on the side of the road. It has left me in a few parking lots, but with a couple of hand tools and a trip to O'Reilly's, we were back on the road. That's what I love about these things. If you're thinking about horsepower, don't buy a square dash truck. 88 to 94s had a throttle body 5.7 in it. That was a dog. I think it was like 190 horsepower. That's what we have in Grandpa's hand-me-down. Now the thing is, this motor has about 300,000 miles on it and leaks like a sieve, but it'll fire up every day, and I can drive this thing every day to work. I've had to. The parts are cheap, they last a while, they're easy to work on, but they have no horsepower. The round dash trucks, when it comes to the Vortec with the spider injections, they are a little bit better motor as far as horsepower goes. But if I was you, I would just buy a truck, yank it out, and do the best thing and put an LS in it. 95 is really the year you kind of want to stay away from. It was the first year for the transmission. Only a 95 transmission will work in a 95, unless you don't care about the motor and trans. Unless you're gonna do something like an LS swap, then it doesn't really matter if it's a 95. But another thing is the air conditioner systems on these trucks. They work great, but the plenums in here, all those doors, they tend to go out and get stuck like crazy. The parts are cheap, it's just a job. The controllers, they don't make these anymore. If you do find them on the internet, they're gonna be refurbished or just new old stock. So if you find them for cheap, grab you a couple of them, especially on a square dash truck. The round dash trucks, you can actually find the controllers for still today, just not the square dash trucks. There's a huge aftermarket, of course, for these trucks, but you always get what you pay for. And to me, aftermarket parts just don't fit like OEM parts. So let's start here with the front of the truck. Look at this light. Y'all see that? That's a brand new $300 light. You can buy some eBay cheap headlights. One thing about them is they're gonna have plastic lenses. Or you can spend about 300 bucks and buy the Spyder brand glass lenses. Any aftermarket headlight, whether it's the Spyder brand or the eBay brand, both of them are garbage when it comes to the plastic brackets on the back. As far as the bottom lights and the corner lights, you can't get them in glass. You can get them in plastic. They're clear lens, they have black, they have LEDs. The LED ones that have the built-in LEDs are garbage. These are a set of those. The only reason these are a set of those is because these are the only ones you can get in clear lenses. But this is what happens to plastic clear lenses. They turn yellow. Wet sand them, shoot them with some clear coat, and it'll take them a lot longer to yellow. These are only about 6 months old and they're already yellow. Another big issue with these lights are grounds. They can cause hyper flashing on your turn signals. Dim headlights, most all the time, is gonna be because of a bad ground. It's a huge plague on these trucks. If you turn on your windshield wipers and the speed is bad, like it only works on one speed, it's gonna be this board. It's never this motor. This motor never goes out. It's this board. They're cheap at O'Reilly's, 2 screws, they come out, replace them. If your windshield wipers still don't work, or they kind of go like, when you turn them on, find the ground in your harness, cut it, and give it its own ground. We did that here in Project Redemption, and it completely fixed the problem. These things wouldn't even come on. They wouldn't make a noise or nothing. We fixed the ground, issue solved. Another thing is your grills. There's lots of different grills on the internet. all the ones that you're gonna buy off of eBay or that are aftermarket, you're gonna have an issue right here with a gap. They sag right here really, really bad. If you can get you an OEM grill, definitely get one. The billets that are out are still really great billets. Just take your time when you're doing these, watch some videos. There's some trimming to be done. It can get funny, but it's not hard. You can definitely do it under your garage, in your carport, whatever. Some of the fitment issues are down here. The bumper and these plastics don't fit. You can see a gap in mine right now. My truck's never been wrecked and there's no more adjustment. You don't have a whole lot of adjustment when it comes to these bumpers. A little piece of tip or advice is slot your holes for your bumpers a little more than what they are from the factory, and you can get a little bit more adjustment on them. Another thing, these corner plastics, the grills and these inserts are model specific. I mean, you can see mine won't line up because this is an aftermarket piece. Aftermarket pieces, they're gonna be twisted, their molds aren't that great. So that's another thing you have to watch out for is the fitment here. Again, it all depends on what kind of build you're trying to build also. There is a lot of aftermarket parts for these trucks, but one area where there is no aftermarket parts is in this interior. These interior plastics, they're brittle, they have crappy clips on the back, and just about every time you pull it off, no matter how careful you are, you're gonna break them. All of these B pillars, the A pillars, you're gonna have to go to a junkyard or find a wrecked truck or something to get them out of. One tip from us, if you do break these clips, it's not the end of the world. If you haven't broke your piece, it still looks good. Buy you some commercial Velcro and it works perfect. Our rear plastic is broken, Grandpa's hand-me-down, and that's what we're about to do. We're just gonna put some Velcro on it and it'll stick. Anytime it's a flat panel, it'll work great. Thankfully, you can buy this whole dash, replacement dash in plastic, or there's another company now that is selling the square dash only, 88 to 94s, in metal. They're reasonable for the price and you're getting a metal dash. Gauges, one thing you need to know, if they're not moon eyes, they're gonna be all over the place. The gas gauges on these things are all over the place. The temperature sensors are all over the place on this thing. Just about everything that unscrews or bolts or clips into this dash, you can buy aftermarket. You can also buy your door pulls, and they're really good quality. This one here is actually better than the factory one I had in here. Carpets you can still get, headliners you can still get, the visors you can still get aftermarket. Since we're up on talking about headliners, let's talk about some more issues with this cab. These seals like to leak and cause rust. The front seal on the front windshield also does the same thing. So that's something to look for when you're buying them. If you can go on a test drive, go to the car wash and spray them down with a car wash around the seals and see if they leak. Another common place for leaks on these trucks, good old third brake light. When you get one, if this seal looks cracked, buy you a new lens. So in the end, the truth about OBSs are, they're great trucks. They're affordable, they're easy to work on, they look great, and because how old they are, you can get a classic tag for them these days. Jump on the interwebs, find you a truck, find you some parts, and build you a truck, and let's go cruise.